Huh? Dig! Hole! Huh? Dirt!
Hey now, and welcome down to KC Toy Reviews. We are here today with Bishop by Mezco. This is a 1/12 scale figure, and I am a massive fan of Bishop, especially from when I was a kid, the X-Men shows, the comic with Cable and Hope. There are a lot of different variations and timelines that this fantastic character has existed, and I am very happy to report that Mezco has done a fantastic job bringing this to scale and to our shelves in a collectible format. And dare I say, this might be one of the best Mezco releases I've ever seen, right down from the tailoring to the articulation to the included accessories. And if you're at all curious why, well, let's go ahead, hold each other's hands, fine-comb some of those details, and dive right the hell goddamn in. Rickle-diddle-diddles. All right, so here we are with Bishop by Mezco in a 1/12 scale format. Now, I am a huge fan of Bishop. As I've noted in the beginning of this video, I grew up reading comic books with him. I watched the classic X-Men shows. Bishop has been around. He absorbs energy, he throws it back at you, he travels through time, in and out throughout the ages. And I think Mezco has done a fantastic job of not only bringing Bishop to a collectible format that might meet our expectations of what we thought he would look like, but also is intertwined with their artistic take on this character. And you'll see what I mean when we remove the cape that's in front of us. But I do have that there for a very specific reason, and that reason is that I always remembered Bishop by that red scarf. They included this bright, vibrant red cape, which actually has a gradient. If you see from the top here, it's red and kind of goes down to this blackish ripped look at the bottom there. Is kind of a first note to just show the quality of Mezco. They could have just threw any type of simple toned red cape on there, but no, it has a gradient look to it. It's ripped at the bottom. It has a wire throughout the top. Everything about it is top notch in quality, and we're just on the cape. We also can take note at the gun here. Again, the details on the gun, we can see, I can see 5 to 6 different colors, shades, and tones alone in this tiny little gun. On top of that, it just has a nice futuristic blaster look to it that rounds out zero complaints to this fantastic accessory. This gun does indeed fit in his holster at the bottom there, so depending on what pose you do want him, just note that you do have this gun that can be easily holstered down below. Now, as we start to remove the little cape here, kind of almost as like a da-da, that's one underneath, I just want to show the quality. Oh, sorry there, Bishop. Just want to show, we'll get to that in a second. There's a reason he fell over. Just the quality of this, as you can see there, look at that gradient look. It gets a little bit darker and black at the bottom, the holes through it, the rips. We do have a wire that kind of just only goes through the top here, but it's only to what I would expect. There would be no reason to have a wire at the bottom. Just an awesome, awesome accessory. That's kind of like a nod to that old school, stereotypical, classic red scarf that Bishop always has. Now, great segue to say, well, the reason he fell and the reason I have him on this ridiculous X-Men looking stand is, for some reason, the balancing act on this figure is atrocious. He's very back heavy. You almost have to lean him forward like the Hunchback of Notre Dame just to get him to stand and balance properly without that stand. So it's a damn shame because the rest of the quality on this figure, as we will note throughout the video, is amazing. There's layers upon layers on this guy, and this is an $80 to $100 figure. So let's keep that in mind. It is insane with what this thing comes with. It's just too bad that he didn't balance on his own without this ridiculous X-Men stand. And I'm not complaining too much about the stand. It's nice, it's vibrant, it's a great time to talk about it. We do have a stand that basically plugs into a hole at the bottom of his feet here. It's just a damn shame because without this stand, he would topple over probably 100 times during this video. And I know some people want to see that, but I don't want to see that. Bishop doesn't want to see that. My light box doesn't want to see that. It doesn't want paint all over it, getting scratched and scuffed everywhere. So come on, Mezco, let's figure out this balancing act going forward. Okay, so I've swapped out the additional head sculpt on this guy. There's 3 of them, and might as well just show the last one real quick. This is, he almost took a dive in the back there. Oh my God. Oh, wow, the stand really saved his butt on this thing. Anyways, as you can kind of see, that first one was kind of the angry looking Bishop. This one is just a stoic looking, awesome, heroic look. And then in the background, we have this bald looking version here. But call me crazy, I've always envisioned and remembered Bishop as the dreadlock, braided, haired version. I've never seen the bald version. Obviously, the bald version must be from a comic line that I am unaware of. Being that this is one of 3 head sculpts for this price, amazing. I mean, a lot of 1/6 scale figures come with 1, if not only 2 swap out head sculpts. We have 3 of them on this figure, so dynamic poses and posability options are through the roof. And as we can see in shot, I've holstered the gun in the back here. We can just quickly take that off here. The level of detail on this is up absolutely amazing. Again, leading to tons of posability options, whether you want this rifle, whether you want the blaster pistol in his right hand. You have an insane amount of choices. The only thing that I would say that I am very disappointed of in Mezco, other companies, why dictate what hand holds what blaster? Based off of the included hands, we can only hold a blaster in his right hand. There's no way to hold this pistol in the left hand because there's no included fist that can hold it. It would have been awesome to perhaps have the rifle in this hand and then a blaster in this hand. It's a strange choice to limit the customers on that. It wouldn't have been a huge deal to cast an extra hand versus the ones that are included for us to be able to hold multiple blasters, or maybe a knife in one hand and a blaster in the other. We are left with the right hand being the only one that can hold weapons on this figure, which is a very, very odd and disappointing choice. Now, as far as the figure, the reason I've come and raving about this thing is there are so many layers. Call me crazy, but I grew up paying around $5.99 for figures of this size. Clearly, the articulation, the quality, and what it comes with is vastly different, but $5.99 is what I grew up paying for figures like this. We are now in the $80 realm, which is giving me a very nostalgic feeling collecting these things again. But it is interesting to note that I've gone from a child $6 for figures for this size to around $80 to $100. Now, why do I think this is probably one of the best Mezco figures out there? A lot of Mezco figures come with just kind of like, it looks like I was rubbing his crotch area. Forgive me, Bishop. I was not rubbing your crotch area. I was not being inappropriate. What I was trying to note is that we have this mesh suit underneath here. It's movable. It has a plastic overlay on top. The tailoring and the fabric on this suit is second level. The tailoring and the fabric on the suit alone is absolutely amazing. Mezco, unfortunately, you've shot yourself in the foot because you've shown us what you're capable of doing. We have this amazing armor on top. It's weathered. It has scratches in it. It moves slightly. The shoulder pieces, the hands, the belt. We have a holster on the side of this guy. There's just layers upon layers of this figure that is very uncommon to Mezco figures, in my opinion. As we can see in shot, right down to the little blast mark on the arm piece here, the attention to detail on this piece versus other Mezco pieces is unlike anything I've seen yet. The belt, the layers, the suit, the vibrant colors, everything just pops. My eyes don't necessarily grasp or hold on to one spot because the details everywhere are equal on this figure. Articulation is pretty insane. Obviously, we have double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. I mean, this guy can do whatever the hell you want. You can put him in a cannonball. I'm not sure what this looks like right here, but it looks weird, whatever it is. But obviously, this weird, awkward pose shows how easy and how posable Bishop truly is. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to spend too long on this shot here because the accessories are absolutely out of control, and I could probably make a video just on the accessories alone. But just to quickly note, I mean, we got bombs, we got clips, we got a rifle, we got a bunch of hands, 2 head sculpts, kinetic energy blasts on each side. This one goes on his wrist. This one looks like it's blasting out of his hand. We got a walkie-talkie, we got a knife, we got a stand. We got this absolutely amazing red cape scarf trying to represent that old school Bishop look. And all of these accessories are included with this fantastic figure, all for around $80 to $100, depending on where you're getting it. I would expect the figure that we saw in shot before alone to be around $80. Throw all these extra accessories in there, and you have an absolutely fantastic deal for the figure at hand. And there we have it. Bishop by Mezco. A 1/12 scale figure, and dare I say, maybe one of Mezco's best releases to date. We have layers upon layers on this figure, and each layer being quality upon quality, whether that be the armor, the suit underneath, the fantastic body that's used underneath, all of it that allows for amazing articulation. We're talking double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, and a cloth suit, which basically lets you pose and put this guy however the hell you want without fear of damaging it. The armor has a slight rustic weathered look to it because of the paint application and the scratches represented throughout it. We can holster each gun, which is amazing because whether we have it in shot in his hands or not, we can keep those guns on our figure. You can sheath and unsheath the knife that you see in shot. I probably should have noted that earlier. And pair that with 3 head sculpts, a bunch of accessories, and a very bright and vibrant paint scheme makes this figure stick out amongst others, not only just in quality, but in representation of the character alone. I might not be too versed on the bald head sculpt. Obviously, it's out there. Somebody can comment below where that bald head sculpt was from, what comic line that came from. But Bishop, with his hair, his dreadlocks, and that classic look, is brought to our shelves in this incredible representation. And dare I say, Mezco has now created the best Bishop collectible character of all time. Maybe there's a statue out there or something that's in the $500 or $700 range that's fantastic. But for an affordable classic figure that you can bring to the masses, this is the best I have ever seen. I picked this up around $80. I keep going between the range of $80 and $100 because I'm sure somebody's upcharging it out there. But right now, he's $80. And at $80, that's an incredible value and a great time to segue to a score on this figure. And what comes to mind is an 8.7 out of 10. This is a fantastic version of Bishop. As I've said earlier, probably one of the best that you can currently get on the market. Amazing accessories, a bunch of head sculpts, and paired with fantastic articulation, you can pose this guy however the hell you want. So with an 8.7 out of 10, I highly suggest getting this figure, and at $80, Bishop, a classic figure, you cannot go wrong. So again, 8.7 out of 10, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here today at KC Toys with a fantastic version of Bishop. We'll go ahead and catch you guys next time, and Bishop might time travel to a different time where he pinches a butthole. I don't even know why he said that. Anyways, catch you guys next time. No pinching of buttholes. Bishop, a bunch of accessories, a bunch of head sculpts. Amazing character, and he's going to time travel to do some amazing things, like bring back 99-cent cheeseburgers from McDonald's. Catch you guys next time. Bishop out.